term which I suspect other people have thought of before. I call it vibrant coding. Um, the idea is I've been ranting with my other AI friends who are developers, testers, program, product, PM, all the stuff we've been working on for a long time. And vibe coding reminds me of coming into the conversation at the middle. So, sort of coming to the dinner party before the appetizers, before the dessert, you just kind of come in the middle and eat the entree. So, what I've done is I use Replit a lot. I use Windsurf and V0 and Bolt and a lot of other things, but Replit's a pretty common thing that I use. So, what I often say is um, refine the platform. Um, and I'm kind of going to go up here to um, basically sort of some of my thinking here is um, go essentially run the AWS well architected transformation. So whether you're an AWS well architected, whatever your kind of standards are, whether you think about NIST or ISO or HIPAA or whatever your requirements are, for any of the vibe coding tools or for the assistive coding tools, I would start with um, put my code in a private GitHub, do the uh, unit test, happy path, chaos monkey, all those sorts of things, and then apply an AWS well architected transformation to it. So review everything in my code and then let me see how it looks. And vibrant coding, kind of since we're ranting, reliability, availability, network security, throughput. Not sure those are the right things, but it does kind of make a good phrase to remember by. So as we start looking at some of these items here, we see that for overall operational excellence, vibe coding comes in at a score of about a grade C. And why? Well, because there's a bunch of things here that need to be changed. So whether we look at security, whether we look at reliability, whether we look at overall efficiency, cost optimization, kind of whatever it is, those are all things that are probably important to do. And this is really just what I call the pre-pin, post-pin problem. If you're looking for this and you look at vibe coding, you'll start to hear people talking about setting up project rules in Windsurf or Cursor, maybe GitHub Actions, but it's essentially how do you set up your development environment? How do you think about this problem? How do you think about standards for your organization? And remember that generating code without knowing what you're doing is sort of like running a wizard for brain surgery. If you're not a brain surgeon, you're probably going to end up with a dead wizard, as well as probably a patient that didn't have a very positive experience. So the other thing that I've also said is if I need to make these changes, how do I make them? Because often if I'm in a built environment that is production, I need to do things that will not interfere with production. So, um, and I've sort of added this to most of my prototyping demo screens to say, here's what you need to do to think about it. There are, by the way, sort of process-wise, if you look at AI Task Manager, there's kind of a new class of things that say, how do we set up the project correctly? So that's my thinking for this for today. I hope that's helpful.